You're most welcome to ask me any question you want to.
Maharaji, is the seeing of other faces in one face, is that a spiritual experience? It's the seeing of transformations, of seeing other faces in one face, some spiritual experience.
I've not followed your question, brother.
Sometimes when I look to people, I see more faces in them.
I think it must be a reflection of your own thoughts, rather than they don't change their faces.
No.
They are the same.
But sometimes I think I see more faces, or faces of them when they were some lives ago, or a child, or something like that.
Brother, you shouldn't try to analyze in that direction. Because sometimes one gets deceived by the mind that you have certain familiarity with them, certain past association with them, and certain deep relationship with them, and that may not be in your interest to think in that direction.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Master, when we see you in our dream, when we sleep, is it a real experience? Do we actually see you, or is it a deception of the mind?
Well, sister, we should not give any significance to dreams. Dreams are just dreams. They come and go. So no significance to dreams.
Thank you.
Pleasant dreams are just pleasant dreams. Yes?
Maharaji, when I sit for meditation, I can't meditate. My mind is running all over the place. Is it anything that you could do to help me?
Brother, it's not your problem alone, it's everybody's problem. We have to struggle with our mind to pull it back to the eye center. Rather, it's a constant problem, constant struggle. But we should continue in doing that. Ultimately, we do succeed.
How does one learn how to love more?
How to love whom?
More.
Mohan? I'm not following your question.
How does one learn how to love more?
Love more. Whom?
You?
Well, sister, you don't try to learn to love. You only experience love. You only enjoy love. There's no school where they teach you how to love. It just grows from within. It just comes from within. The pull comes just from within. And sometimes there are means, positive means, which we can adopt, that love should grow. Healthy meetings with satsangis, satsang, good company of satsangis, satsang literature. This helps that love to grow. But they can't create that love when the seed is not there. If the seed is there, pull is there, then they make you more receptive for that love. But it just grows from within. You don't have to learn anything about it.
Thank you. I want to know how's your health?
Sister, thank you very much. I wasn't very well very lately due to common cough and cold. Nothing particularly I was suffering from, but I have been able to overcome it. That is why I am here with you. Whenever there's a change of season, I do suffer for that. And this time too I had to go through that. But I am keeping perfectly good health, don't worry.
Thank you. May I ask for your forgiveness? I beg for your forgiveness.
Well, sisters, there's only one door which we all knock to seek His forgiveness. And you know that door, so don't hesitate to knock.
Help me to knock the door.
Do your best, and His grace is always there to help us.
Raji, could you talk to me about battling fear, please?
Battling?
Fear, both in meditation and in everyday. Fear.
Sister, is it a fear of something unknown which we may be confronted within?
Yeah, it's sort of like a wave, almost. I do my Simran, and there's this sort of dark wave of fear as well.
You see, sister, it does happen sometime because we are always frightened of something unknown. We don't know where we are landing in this darkness. And that is what the light comes to eliminate those fears from within. So when that light comes, when you will enjoy that bliss and peace of that light, this fear of unknown will also disappear.
So you just keep doing your Simran and sort of pushing it back in a way. Do you see
You
what
don't have to push the fear back. You only have to concentrate your mind at the eye center and enjoy and bliss and peace of that light, which you can only enjoy when the concentration is there. And that automatically will push the fear away.
Thank you.
Raji, my questions also relate to fear. In meditation, I have been told that sometimes within you can see very horrible sights. I have not seen them yet, but knowing that they may be there is very frightening. And I find that I'm keeping aloof, or maybe it's just my mind that's fighting, but I find it very difficult to really get involved because I'm afraid I'm going to see these things. Is that something that happens to everyone, or is it true?
Sister, this is our own mind which projects all sorts of fears in us. This is our own mind. Nobody else from outside is frightening us.
I have heard from other people who have meditated and have seen these things, and I was just wondering if.
Don't worry what other people have seen. It is our own mind which is frightening us.
Thank you. Second question, please. Also, when I'm meditating, I find that when I start to get a concentration and there's some vibrations or some uplifting feelings, I get frightened again and I pull away from it. Again, I suppose it's the unknown, that you're afraid of letting go of what you have, even though it's not much, it's all we know at the time. But then I get upset at myself because I blew it again. I had a chance to experience something and I blew it. Just persevere.
Sister, don't analyze too much these things. Those thoughts, those feelings should come and go. We should not go on dwelling over them, analyzing all those things, and unnecessarily make ourselves miserable. Mind projects so many things. Mind is very fond of talking to us, dragging to us in all sorts of things. Just push them aside and attend to your meditation. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Swami, Maharaji, in the books, they talk about sort of disciples that have had a personal relationship with the Master, like Shadi and with the Great Master. And sometimes I've really, a lot of times, had a desire to have a personal relationship with you more than I can have living in the United States. And I've felt that even I know that you are my master, and you seem so far away from me in my day-to-day life that I've really wanted to be able to talk with you as a person.
Brother, every satsangi has a personal relationship with his own master. And he's never away from his master. Neither his master is away from the disciple. We should never feel our master is somewhere at a far distance. He is nearest to us. He is always with us.
Thank you.
Radha Master, please, can you explain us, it's the first time that I am here in your holy presence physically. I want to know, I have read that it's very important to see the Master physically. Can you explain to us the importance?
Well, brother, so many doubts are cleared through him. After all, it is the physical master who puts us on the path, who explains us everything of within, who ultimately is to lead us within in his Shabad form. So if we have attachment or devotion for the physical master, it automatically converts itself to the attachment and devotion to the Shabad within. I remind you what Christ said in the Bible. He said, if you love your father and mother more than me, you are not worthy of me. Then he said, if you are not worthy of me, you are not worthy of the Father. What did he mean? You are not worthy of me, you are not worthy to become me, part of me, merge into me. And unless you merge into me, you cannot merge into the Father. So Master becomes the means for us to become one with the Father. We cannot ignore the importance of the physical presence of the Master. Otherwise, we can look to the past masters who left us 1,000 years ago. They have become one with the Father. We only need Master's presence because he is also with us and he is also with the Father. So we need the presence of the physical master. In Bible also, Christ was trying to explain to the disciple of John the Baptist. He said, John the Baptist was a great man, but you were only privileged for a season to rejoice in his shining light. For a season. Now you have to come to me. It doesn't, that doesn't mean that John the Baptist was not great. He says, yet somebody greater than him is yet to take a birth from a woman than John the Baptist. He so much held him in regard, in respect, in love and devotion. But all the same, he said, you were only privileged for a season to rejoice in his company. Not forever. Then he said, Moses cannot deliver you the bread from heaven. Not that Moses could not deliver you the bread. Moses did deliver the bread from the heaven when in his own time. But now, since he is not in the physical body, he has become part of the Father, not part of flesh anymore. So he cannot deliver you that bread from heaven. He says, I can deliver you that bread from heaven because my Father has stamped me, authorized me. It is all due to the physical presence of the Master. It is due to the importance to the physical body of the Master.
I have read also that one moment with the Master is more important than 100 years, is more important than 100 years of real meditation. Can you
Not real meditation. That's wrong.
Well,
Wrong meditation.
yeah.
Real meditation you only get from the moment of a master. Meditation as influenced by the mind, even you do it for 1,000 years, it gives you no result. Which a moment company of the master can give you the result. That is the real meaning. I often say that if the path is toward the east, you are running to the west, how can you reach your destination? There are 2-3 letters, or maybe I have discussed in St. John or St. Matthew somewhere, about the necessity of the living master. Quite in detail. You can read them.
Thank you, Master.
Maharaji, Radhaswami, I'm a newcomer on the path, and I know that we are to attend to our meditation. How can I receive the strength to be regular in the meditation? Do I need to go through more suffering to increase the desire and hunger?
Sister, if we are sincere and honest to put an effort, that His grace is also there to help us. If we are just putting an excuse to escape, nobody can help us. If we are really honest and anxious, His grace is always there to give us that opportunity, that environment, that facility, that help to attend to it.
Thank you.
She answered the first question I had, Master. But I have another. I've only been meditating, initiated for 4 months, and I have yet to be able to sit the whole 2.5 hours. And I have read that that will come with time. But also I have a problem with my back, and I find that I meditate better when I lay flat on my back. And I wonder, I've read that you should not meditate in bed, but I seem to have a better meditation when I do lay flat on my back in bed.
Sister, there's no restriction in attending to meditation while lying down. The only problem is that we get to sleep.
Well, so far I haven't fallen asleep.
That is okay then. Because lying down is associated with sleep in a bed. So that is the only thing. Otherwise, there's no harm in any way you can attend to meditation.
Well, if I don't have a problem with sleep, is that all right?
Perfectly all right. Any posture is okay, as long as you attend to your meditation.
Master, first I wanted to thank you for giving us this special session this morning. This is really neat for us.
You're most welcome, sister.
And I have a lot of questions. I hope you have a lot of time. One question came up for me about a month ago. It made me very sad. When we meditate, we merge into the sound current. And the sound current is all of the creation. Is that right? So that if we were to go all the way back, as far back as we could go, even then, wouldn't we still have to become a part of the creation again, eventually?
We have to become the part of the Creator eventually, not the creation. Meditation, the purpose of meditation is to become the part of the Creator again. We are already part of the creation now.
But it seems, and this may be because my perspective is creation, but it seems like the Creator, what he is the creation. Like,
Creator is in every part and parcel of His creation. But Creator is different than the creation. Creation will perish. Creator will not perish. We have forgotten our Creator and we get attached to the creation. And this attachment to the creation is pulling us back to this level of creation. only our attachment to the Creator can pull us back to the level of Creator. Unless we become part of the Creator, we cannot escape from this creation or from the death and birth.
So we can get to a place where we don't have to become the creation again then.
That is why the meditation is meant for. That is the purpose of meditation, that we want to escape from the creation and we want to become one with the Creator.
Yes, but it seems even higher planes, that is also part of creation, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
But we want to go back not to the higher planes alone, we want to go to the Creator. You see, drop wants to merge back into the sea. It may have to pass through so many phases. It is not satisfied with the phases. It will be satisfied when it merges back into the sea.
Thank you.
The soul wants to become one with the Creator. Otherwise, it will never get peace in this creation. That is why we all feel lonely, no matter what the Lord has given us. All the virtues of the world, all the nicest things of the world, all our ambitions He may have fulfilled, but all the same we are lonely. We cannot overcome our loneliness, in spite of everything we have at our command. And that is the instinct of the soul towards its own origin. Unless it goes back to its own origin, it can never be happy. It will always remain miserable. That is why so many mystics have tried to explain the relationship of the soul and the Father by comparing it to the so many love relationship of this world. Husband, wife, mother and child, father and son. Christ said father and son. Some missions call in India mother and son and mother. Some call it wife and husband. Their all relationship is based on love. Actually, relationship of the soul is with the Father is that of love. That is why Christ said, God is love. Because in love we have the quality of merging into another being, losing our own identity, and to become another being is love. And that is what ultimately soul has to do. To become the Creator, no more part of the creation. No more individuality. No more duality.
The other question I had to do with a lot of the New Age things that are happening lately. Are you familiar with those? Some of the New Age culture that's going around?
Pardon?
I was wondering if the Master objects to initiates participating in New Age things like crystal classes, things like that.
What is crystal classes?
It's quartz crystals.
I'm sorry for my ignorance. I don't know what is that.
It's things that people get together and do. Those are stones, natural stones from the earth, and you can hold them. They help you concentrate. Things like that. Does the Master object if we play these games?
I don't think we need anything at all to help us in concentrating except our mind. And nobody can help us anything except Simran to concentrate. These are just for mental consolation. These things don't help us at all. At least I am not aware of them.
Thank you very much.
Maharaji, I'm so very glad to be here and to see you for the first time.
You're most welcome, sister.
Thank you. And I noticed that even among the devoted satsangis, there's so much conflict, still so much strife. And isn't it true that we can't blame anyone for our fate? And would you teach us more about forgiveness, please?
Can you just explain your question a little more in detail?
Okay, I'm wondering about forgiveness.
Yes.
And that sometimes we have bad things or hurtful things happen to us, but isn't that our fate? And we can't blame any other person or situation for causing that. That keeps anger going.
Sister, the pleasure you get in forgiving anybody, nothing to compare it. You get a very strange satisfaction in forgiving somebody. Forgiving, if you have a power in your hand and you can forgive someone, that man, of course, will be happy. But the pleasure you get in forgiving, it can't be measured in words. So we should never hesitate to seek forgiveness when we know we are wrong, and never hesitate to forgive anybody when anybody asks for that. To forgive is great. Christ very beautifully said, he said, how many times we should ask for somebody's forgiveness? He said 77 times. He said 7 times. He said 77, means unlimited times. Go on knocking the door, seeking the forgiveness, unless the man forgives you. Means you should not hesitate. Ego should not stand in your way when you ask for forgiveness. To think that I have asked him once or twice, he doesn't want to forgive me, I don't bother. That is ego, still in your mind. You are not even fit to ask for forgiveness if that is your thinking. When you ask for forgiveness, there should be no ego in you. You really want forgiveness. One who really wants forgiveness, he eliminates his ego from within himself. He becomes humble when he asks forgiveness. So one should never hesitate to forgive anybody. We all seek forgiveness from the Father for our sins. If anybody asks us for forgiveness, how can we not forgive? Somebody was taking alms at the altar in a synagogue. Christ said, first go and make with your adversity before your prayer can be accepted in the Father's court. Unless you forgive the other person, how dare you ask the forgiveness of the Father? If you don't forgive someone for very minor things and for your sins of the past births, what cheeks you have got to ask the Father to forgive you for all that? What face you can pray to Him? First learn to forgive, then seek His forgiveness.
Thank you. I think that will help all of us.
Maharaji.
Yes.
Here I am again. The main reason I came here was a very disturbing question, and I'm asking this toward you as a master and also as a lawyer. I am involved in a relationship with my husband, and there's a lot of verbal as well as physical abuse. And I have tried to live with him, and not perfectly, I have to admit, but tried to make things a loving and harmonious relationship, and it's just not working. The man frightens me. There are times when I'm literally afraid of him. I want to do your will to...
Sister, nobody can sit on judgment between a husband and a wife.
My question is, I would like to be able to be away from him.
It's entirely for you and your husband to decide, actually. Nobody can give any advice to any couple.
But you do not...
They have their own problem, they have to sort out their own problem. I personally think nobody can solve them, nobody can help them.
Then do you mind if I divorce him?
Well, I can't say you anything at all in this regard.
You want to hold it against me?
It is for you and your husband to decide. Because nobody can be aware of your internal problem. I don't know about your husband's attitude, husband's problem, your problem. You both have to mutually solve it and find some way to work it up, whatever way you feel like. Nobody can advise.
I just don't want you to be upset. Because we're not supposed to divorce anybody.
Anyway, you should settle your issue at home rather than in the public.
Radha Swami, Master, I'm the first time here and I thank you for coming. And I give greetings from my 2 sons and my daughter-in-law. And I have one question. What is with a human being who hates you from the bottom of his heart? I think sometimes more than we love you.
You are most welcome. The only piece of advice that I can give you that you don't hate them, you love them.
Thank you very much.
I have a young daughter who has night terrors and fears of the invisible, and I would like to tell her that you are in her life as you are in mine. Excuse me. May I do that?
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Maharaja. There's one question I wanted to ask personally, myself. I had many experiences before I even knew that there was a master, but I've always known there was a God, a supreme Father. And that's what I wanted. And I found you. And I've had experiences, and I've told other people before I ever met you, and even afterwards. And I want to know if what I was hearing when I first was initiated in 1977, was I hearing the right bells?
Sisters, there's only one God. There's no other God. And He belongs to everybody.
I know.
So does He belong to you, so does He belong to me. We have all one shepherd, and we are all one fold.
Thank you.
Just attend to your meditation and don't unnecessarily worry about these
Thank
things.
you. I love you.
Thank you.
I think I love you. You tell us we don't love you. We just think, well, I hope I know I love you.
I have never been able to know by which scale we measure our love.
Pardon me?
By which scale we measure our love. We often measure things.
Yes.
We have some scale, some weights.
Yes.
But to measure love, which scale do we use?
Well, I love you.
Thank you.
Radha Swami, Master. Master, I am always overcome by outward observances, outward appearances. And it has happened again today when you came up the steps and took your shoes off. I thought I was to see your feet. And I was surprised as you walked across the stage that you had socks on.
Brother, I have also 2 feet like you.
Yes, but you can see me. I cannot see you.
No, my feet are just like yours.
Thank you.
Nothing exceptional.
I think perfect.
I have, my size is 6. And sometimes, especially in America, I find it very difficult to get a shoe of my size. So I was sent to a children's store to find it.
Thank you, Maharaji.
Lori asked me to ask you a question.
Yes, please.
And the question is, why do we often end up hurting the ones that we love so much?
Holding the?
Hurting. Why do we hurt? Why do we hurt the ones we love?
Hurt the person whom we love?
Yes.
I don't think we hurt the person we love. Because if we have really love, real love within us, love never hurts. Either there is some deficiency in love, or we have not understood what love is. Love is just giving. It is not a calculated thing that you expect something in return. You just give. Just as you hurt, you don't expect anything in return at all. So how can you hurt any person at all when you love anybody? It may be painful for the person who loves. He may have to live in the pangs of love, and he may have to live in the separation, misery of separation, that I can understand. But if you really love somebody, you don't hurt the person at all. How can you hurt the person?
Well, it seems to happen sometimes.
I don't know what's his concept of love.
Well, maybe we don't understand your concept of love yet.
Well, I try to explain my concept every day.
I know.
Love is not something which you like to possess. Love is something in which you give. There's more pleasure in giving than accepting, in donating than accepting a donation, in giving a gift rather than taking a gift, in serving somebody rather than being served, in forgiving somebody rather than to be forgiven. There's more pleasure and love in that. Try it.
And I had one other question, which is the Master, and I read in the books or in the Bible or whatever, that the Master is one with God and also on our level. Does that mean that Master is the Father?
What do you mean by Father?
The Creator.
You see, when you merge back into the sea, you become the sea. Somebody asked Christ, "You are our God." He said, "Why call me God? You are all gods." Potentially, every soul is a God. Every soul has the potential to become God. Every drop has the potentiality to become a sea. Every soul has the potentiality to become Father. Christ said ultimately there will be one shepherd and one fold. So we all become one.
Thank you.
Maharaji, I want to tell us about the journey to Sahastan Kanwal. Would you please tell us about the journey to Sahastan Kanwal?
Sister, journey itself is difficult, but to describe it is very easy. Just to withdraw your soul to the eye center and be in touch with the Shabad. That is the journey. But how to cover it, how to reach there, that is the problem.
Thank you.
Maharaji, yesterday, I believe that you asked us, on what scale do we base our love?
Weigh your love.
On what scale is our love based? And
Weigh.
I don't understand.
You see, there is always a scale to weigh something. You go to a store, you need 5 kilo vegetables, there is some scale to weigh it.
Right.
Then you know it is 5 kilo, not less, not more.
Okay.
I say, on what scale do you weigh your love?
Okay, the scale in which we weigh our love, I believe, is the experiences that we see around us. If we see others shedding tears for you, if we see others captivated by your physical presence, and yet we don't feel these things, I think that basically we feel that we're empty-hearted, we are hard-hearted.
Well, brother, I don't think that will be the right analysis, because everybody has individual way of expression. Some people know how to digest. Some people, they can't digest, they overflow their emotions. And those who digest doesn't mean that they have no emotions. And everybody has individual relationship with the Lord. And we cannot know our emotions for the Father by looking at others. We are made different from each other. We have different backgrounds, different way of expression. We have come from different cultures, different atmospheres, different growth of society. Our expression is also different.
So
that doesn't mean that those who do not express have no love. That those who do not howl and cry have no love. They may be knowing how to digest it.
So this is why you said that basically we analyze ourselves too much.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
And we should never analyze ourselves by looking at others. We may be deceived.
Thank you very much.
We are only concerned with ourselves, not on the conviction of others. We don't base our conviction on the conviction of others. We have to stand on our own legs, not on the legs of others. We have our own base to stand. It must come from within. We don't need any support from outside and conviction from outside. Where do we stand? It has to come from within.
Doesn't the tears come from within?
Tears do come from within. But sometimes they are absorbed within. Sometimes they overflow.
Okay, thank you very much, Maharaji, Radhaswami.
Maharaji, I would like to ask you about the boon that you give to our family.
What day?
I read in books that the Master gives a boon to the relatives of the initiate. And my mother, boon, like B-O-O-N, boon.
Yes.
My mother is very interested in this. She prays to you every day. She wants to know if that's okay. And she also prays to Jesus and all the other gods out there. She wants to be covered.
You see, because she doesn't want to take any risk.
That's right. She's very smart.
She wants to be sure that somebody should come.
But I have a very beautiful family, and they are very spiritual, yet they don't seem to be going to be getting initiated. And I told them...
I don't think we should worry about anybody at all.
Yeah.
Everybody has individual karmas to go through. We are only concerned with ourselves. We should become ourselves an example. It may affect others, it may not affect others. No need of convincing anybody, no need of arguing with anybody. That won't change their course of life, course of thinking, course of conviction. It's useless. One who is marked will come jumping.
It's true.
One who is not marked, go on arguing with them whole of your life, you will never be able to convince the person. So we should not unnecessarily worry about these things. We should be just kind and loving to all our concerned. We have certain obligations, certain duties, responsibilities to our family people, and we should discharge those responsibilities and obligations lovingly and kindly. I should not think that they are not satsangi or I am satsangi. That thing should not come in our way.
Is there a special grace for the relatives, though?
Sister, I have so many times discussed it, that if we are attached to the Shabad and Naam, Shabad and Naam will pull us to its own level. If people are attached to us, they will automatically find their way where their attachments are. We go where our attachments are. If on the other hand, we are attached to them and not to the Shabad and Naam, they will pull us to their level. So in order to help them, we must help ourselves by attaching ourselves to the Shabad and Naam within.
Thank you. I want to thank you for this beautiful experience also.
Master, I have a question about sleepiness and falling asleep during meditation. I have apparently developed a bad habit of, with even the slightest concentration, of falling asleep during the attempt at meditation. I have read some of your answers to questions about it, but I would appreciate anything you could say by way of help.
Brother, this is common to all of us.
Yes.
Because there are so many factors to sleep. Sometimes heavy stomach, sometimes tiredness, too much work whole day, manual work. Sometimes we try to sit in meditation at the cost of our sleep. Sometimes some certain deficiency of food or protein in the body. There are so many factors that lures us to sleep. So everybody has to solve one's own problem of sleep.
Is it the case?
Generally, body needs 6 to 7 hours rest before we sit in meditation. And we should be little active when we sit in meditation. Rather than not half sleepy, we just get up and sit, you see. We should become little active.
I see.
You can wash your face, you can take a cup of tea or coffee before sitting. You have to be little alert before you sit. And then sometime, normally we sit in our bed. In bed, we have association with sleep. So we are again allured to sleep. I mean, everybody has to analyze one's own self. What is the cause of my sleep? We have to fight with this. This is common with all of us.
Thank you, Master.
Maharaji, at a recent satsang in America, the topic, the theme for the day, so to speak, was the statement that we are not responsible. If we insist on being responsible, we can be, but we really aren't responsible. And it caused some confusion because most of us think we're responsible for everything.
Well, sister, I am nobody to comment on the trend of our modern society. We are becoming too much self-centered in this modern civilization. So we feel that except ourselves, we are not responsible to anybody. We are trying to develop our individuality too much. And we are becoming too much self-centered.
So we can let loose of all that responsibility?
I don't know. Everybody has an individual problem. What is his responsibility? I mean, you can't draw a line, this is my responsibility, this is not my responsibility. Everybody has to weigh one's own responsibility, one's own obligations. Everybody has different situations, different circumstances, different environments in which he has been brought up. In India, we are trained in a very different way. And Westerners, they are trained in a very different way. Parents don't feel responsibility when a girl becomes 18 or a boy becomes major. They just send them out. Go and learn yourself. Experiences. In India, we don't do it. So everybody has a different culture, different way of dealing with things. So I don't say that you people are wrong, I don't say that we are right. But society is made in a very different way.
Thank you.
I know that my so-called effort.
Pardon?
I know that my so-called effort has an important part to play in piercing the eye centre. But over the years, with constant defeat and an increased awareness of the magnitude of the task, my efforts and desire to meditate have become half-hearted. And I know this won't do. And I wonder how to get some zeal and some fight back in.
Brother, effort is there, zeal is there, and you are giving time to it. There's no reason why won't you get the results. Provided you don't compromise with the principles of Santana.
So half-hearted effort, if that's the best you can do.
Pardon?
Even a half-hearted effort, if that's the best you can do, is all right.
Anything done with a half heart doesn't lead us too far. You have to be honest what we do.
Radha Maharaji, I've been asked to say a few words of gratitude, and I know your answer, of course, but still I feel our meetings would be incomplete without saying them. So, Maharaji, I think I speak on behalf of everybody when I say thank you for drawing us, for making us come here, for providing everything that makes our stay here so comfortable, so pleasant, so peaceful. Thank you for the nice meals too. They seem to be better than ever.
You think that completes the meeting?
Well, unfortunately that belongs to
you
it
think,
too.
except these few words, nothing else is required to be done?
Well, of course, we on our part, and I think I still speak on behalf of everybody, we'll try our best to please you, to become more like you, to become worthy of you, but I hope these won't be empty words only.
Brother, I don't want to repeat what I always say. This institution belongs to every satsangi. It doesn't belong to me at all. I'm just a watchdog. Let this run smoothly. And on the principles laid down by Babaji Maharaj and the great master. I often say the foundation of Dera, as Vrinder just told you, is laid on love, devotion, humility, meekness, seva, bhajan, simran. That is the foundation of this whole institution. And whole structure has been constructed on these principles. And I am glad to say that it is being carried out by His grace. It makes me very happy to see Sevadars serving you and your response to them, your appreciation for them, what they do. This as much belongs to you as it belongs to them. They are happy at the opportunity which they get it. You are happy what they do for you. As I told you, I am just a watchdog.
Thank you, Maharaji. Thank you.
Master, I have two questions. The first question is for our satsang. Is it possible and is it in your will that we read also some things of Christian mystics?
You see, it depends upon the organizers who hold these satsangs. What do they want? It depends upon the sangat. What attracts them? What do they expect you to say? I have nothing objection. I have no objection of talking anything as long as it fills people with love and devotion for the Father and it induces us to sit in meditation. That is the main object of holding meetings. To create that atmosphere and environment in which we have to build our meditation. That is the main purpose of holding these meetings. We don't get together for cookies and teas and all that gossips. That is not the purpose of meetings. So, whether the Christian mystics, discussion on them creates that atmosphere, or any other talk creates that atmosphere, it is the atmosphere which that matters.
Thank you.
But left to me, now we take the Shabad of so many mystics, so many saints. There are no restrictions. They are Muslims. You know, I have been discussion from the Bible here. They are different castes, different creeds. The Persian mystics. We are not very narrow in this respect. Because everybody is harping on the same tune. Everybody is telling us the same path, same spiritual truth to follow. The main thing is that spiritual truth which we have to follow. Whosoever can draw our attention to that spiritual truth is most welcome to be discussed.
Thank you very much. And another question is very simple. It is allowed or it's not harm to wear silk because so many animals have to die?
Sister, I'm sorry to say that all that happens even in a modern time. But we have to draw a line somewhere in this life. In modern time, you cannot live without these things. You wear shoes. There are so many things which we don't know from where they come. Certain things we are conscious of, other things we are not conscious of at all. So, we should not compromise with the basic things of Sant-Mat. If we go on eliminating and trying to analyze even the hair splitting, it will lead us nowhere. We talk, we kill, we walk, we kill, we drink, we kill, we breathe, we kill. There's no limit what we kill. We are living on kill, we are existing on killing. But we have to draw a line somewhere.
Yes. And a third short question. If somebody hears in bhajan or in meditation some noises like an ambulance car.
Pardon?
Yeah, I don't know the word. No, not firing. It hears like a car who drives ill people. It makes a noise, and if you hear something in meditation, it's wrong.
You mean the outside noise or inside noise?
It's inside.
Inside, any noise is good, don't worry.
Maharaji, I'm a recent initiate, and my question has to do with Simran. Should this be done slowly and very methodically with concentration, or should it be done more quickly?
No, we should do Simran normally. We are not worried about the speed, are not worried about the pronunciation, but our mind should be 100% in Simran. That is the main thing. It shouldn't go out. And shouldn't worry about the speed by which you are doing Simran, or in 1 minute you have to say so many times, don't worry. Or worry about the pronunciation, whether it's right or wrong. But you should be 100% there when you are doing Simran. That is more important.
Master, I'm coming as a seeker, and I see so many satsangis here, and myself, I feel the draw of the soul to the Creator, and yet there's such difficulty with doing meditation. And I wonder how it is that there's such a draw and yet there's such difficulty in applying oneself or finding the time or whatever.
Sister, we are separated from the Father since the creation. Now you can calculate when the Word was created. So it cannot be so easy to go back to the Father. There are so many obstacles, so many attachments to this creation lying dormant in our subconscious, not of this life, even of previous life. Slowly and slowly we have to erase them. We have to overcome them. We have to rise above them before we make progress towards our home. It's not an easy process. It takes time. But it's worth doing.
Yeah. And yet, if I feel like I know that in my human failing, there will be times of not being able to do that meditation, how dare I ask to be initiated?
You see, we should not jump into initiation unless the pull is very strong from within. Unless we are 100% convinced what we are going to do. Even your whole life is lost in inquiring, in understanding, in resolving your doubts and questions. It is time gained, not time lost. You are building on the rock, not on the sand. So you should not hurry, take your time. Let the pull come, and you should not be able to resist it.
Thank you.
Master?
Yes, please.
There's something that's troubled me since coming, that I've very much, in coming to see you, wanted to be able to see your form when I'm meditation, when I close my eyes, to have the image of your form. And I find you very beautiful to look at, and yet even a few minutes after seeing you, when I close my eyes, I can't seem to image you inside my mind. Although someone that I may have seen 10 years ago only once, I can remember their face perfectly. And I find this to be a very painful thing. I would very much like to be able to capture your image like a photograph inside my mind, to be able to use that for meditation. Do you have anything that, is it just continuing to do my Simran and this will come automatically?
Well, brother, the object of dhyan is to hold our attention at the eye center. That is the main object of dhyan. It is a great help, it's not must. You cannot visualize on the form of the master. You should just keep your attention in the darkness here. Think your master is here and you are sitting in his presence doing Simran. Even without thinking about the master, be in the darkness and do Simran. And when you see the light, it automatically holds your attention there.
Will your form automatically become clear as we grow on the path?
Yes, at certain stages.
May I ask one more question, please? In my life as a satsangi, as a married person, I've been married for 7 years. I've had a lot of difficulty in my relationship with my wife, with our personalities seeming to clash. Is there a spiritual benefit in remaining with someone for your entire life, even if it seems that you have nothing in common? We are both satsangis, but other than that, we seem to clash. Our egos seem to clash.
Well, brothers, there was something common when you got married.
I really have a desire to stay married my entire life. There isn't the romantic feelings that there was when we first were married.
Well, you see, infatuation always evaporates after some time. Then you have to live on the commitment which you have done to each other. If you expect that same infatuation for each other, it's never there.
Yes, we have a little child also, which makes me also especially feel.
That's right.
That I would not feel right dissolving something where I feel very responsible for my child.
You have to mutually resolve your problem. It's very difficult for anybody to give you advice or sit on judgment on anything. Marriage is a problem which can be solved only by the parties. Thank you.